Hello, I'm gonna be doing what if, let me think, Brazil formed an empire. This is all gonna be not based on real knowledge, but mostly gonna be fun and trying to entertain you guys. So let's get into the video. With a new governor named Jonathan, which is a monarch wanting to expand the Brazilian borders. They go to war with most of Guyanas except France. Because, well, they want to keep that longest border with France thing going. With them starting to go in and sign a non-aggression pact with France, so they won't attack France, and this is forever. So with the treaty and full annexation of both nations, oof, that's an even longer border France has a border with. Them building up their military and attacking Paraguay. But this ain't gonna be another version of the three-way war, more like the one-way war. If you don't know what the three-way war is, it's when Paraguay lost a lot of their men. Because I think Argentina, Bolivia, and Brazil attacked. And as Paraguay also now officially being taken, the treaty is this. Ow. Just to show you how much Brazil actually took. This is the original border. This is the new border. You can see
Aiden, I just
it's pretty darn
someone's
destroyed.
point.
So with Paraguay being split in two, Paraguay decides to stay like this, but then Argentina attacks Paraguay and destroys this part, and then Bolivia attacks Paraguay, destroys its other part. With these two nations deciding on a treaty, looking like Argentina gets this part, and Bolivia gets this part. Simple enough. Really simple. Wow. So I'm not going out as a Brazil. That's one of these is just a simple color change, and this one needs a border fix. So see, Paraguay just got taken by Bolivia, Brazil, Argentina, and now Uruguay is going to be attacked by Brazil. But then Argentina joins, get land. Brazil secretly having a spy in Argentina and taking the land. The treaty, Argentina, the treaty is part of the Brazilian proposed treaty. I'm real mad because they want a bit of land out of this. So they decide to buy a lot of land from Brazil. Their proposed buying area is gonna be this. Seems pretty good, right? Until you notice half of this area. So Brazil adjusts the area, and eventually they end up with something like this. And with Argentina's actually happy to accept it, or else face further consequences. They have to accept it, of course. And they had to sign a non-aggression pact, and they have to sign a paper stating that they will never ever join a Brazilian war again, unless Brazil asks them to. With that, signed a violation of the treaty, and the war will be against Argentina. Argentina decides to ask one thing. Can I make my own wars? Brazil saying, yes, you can make your own wars. Can you join my wars? The capital of Argentina asks. We can. That's messed up. And with all of Chile starting, and with Argentina just going to war with Chilean territories. Chile. And wanting to join Bolivia wants to. And with Chile mountains protecting the law, but eventually the port of Chile comes and the Argentinian Navy goes around this area real quick, takes this area, and goes all the way back. And by the time they got there, I think they made some remarkable progress. They've known this place before, as part of it was once theirs. So, they made a giant breakthrough. Bolivia took back part of their old coastline and started pushing down. Argentina started pushing up. I don't know nothing about Chile or their capital. I just know that their name sounds funny. And they're a nice name. And they're a really, really long nation. And with this being the proposed treaty, with this being the Argentinians now, and this being the Bolivians now, you're practically seeing everything I'm seeing. That's completely off topics, but except the very top toolbar. But you're seeing this toolbar, you're seeing the color wheel, everything. So you're practically seeing everything I see. I just got rid of most of the color wheel out of screen. Let's just say Brazil starts to become a bit angry at Argentina and Bolivia. So they start to go to war with a bit more nations. Sorry about this. This just was there, so I'm gonna have to pause the video. See you in a jiffy or just a second. Okay, Brazil, you go to war with the Great Colombia, and not France. Okay, so with them starting their last going into Colombia, Colombia starts to be taken part of, but Colombia is secretly making their secret offensive up here. And with Venezuela trying to send aid to Colombia because of the big threat. Venezuela sends aid, and more Colombian forces got here. Colombian and Venezuelan forces and artillery and stuff make it. But with the Brazilians secretly finding out about this and starting to make encircle them, they do. So with these troops fleeing to this part of Venezuela, just all this area, the entire bottom, Brazil secretly holds a counterattack mission, destroying this part, wiping out the entire area, starting to go in to this area. I'm gonna have a puppet. A bit of a puppet. That's just a spoiler alert. Ow! Colombia is getting destroyed. Secretly making an offensive right through Venezuela. Making an offensive right here. Using their navy to go. Okay, so with Brazil is doing this and starting to reach out towards Panama, starting to split the Colombians in two. Most troops leave this mission and go right over here, right to this panhandle, and then start coming down here, making a stalemate. And with Brazil not knowing about this, some troops keep on pushing, with their objective being to wipe out Brazil. With them going here, 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 almost splitting Brazil into two. Actually, splits Brazil into two. Brazil starts to push. Brazilian citizens rise up and push. Brazilian citizens warning the government and the military about this, and the island being taken. The Brazilians quickly move up, getting this land and starting to push back the Colombians and the Venezuelans. Brazil don't move Venezuela just yet. That's Colombia dying. Venezuela has to join the war, shocking Brazil. And Venezuela actually solving their internal problem and starting to push, destroying many Brazilian military in here and making it just be like a giant spike. With the Brazilians already being pretty big. And with some easiest little encouragement, trying to send all their troops forward to cut Colombia and Venezuela away. And with all this part falling, Colombia surrenders, as Venezuela had to push along. This is how much they got while Brazil started to go up here. Ooh, that's a lot of Brazil and Colombia. North Colombia being newly founded and starting to be taken as pop-up revolts rise up, connecting to the and Venezuela connecting it, and then a giant encirclement is made. With these people finding a secret U.S. bomb hidden right the daring gap. Let me show you right here. No, right here. They use it. Oh, I know, Venezuela, right on their capital. With them quickly realizing their capital has been bombed, they have to realize to see if the citizens are okay. As the Colombian military retreat, as well, they got bombed. Via falls fully now, and that's when it starts to be encouraged. Most become a vessel, at least their capital area. The treaty is this. Ow! This is the most with half Venezuela and half Colombia, about half at least, becoming part of a puppet, and then the rest becoming part of actual Brazil. This is truly the masterpiece of Brazil. The world will soon be forced to come to Brazil. Brazil will actually still be up and going, and recruiting more and more soldiers by the day. Brazil starts to become more and more powerful more. So we're just gonna take a break until Brazil gets ready to attack Panama and all Central America, including Mexico. Okay. Borders have been colored in, and they are strong enough to go just boom, 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 like that. Through their puppet right through Panama. And all these nations are about to be destroyed in a matter of weeks. And with the Yucatan becoming part of all this area becoming destroyed. And with all this area having to surrender or fall, Brazil goes up to North America, having a great border with the U.S. With the border being this. With this being the border. And, well, that's not the entire border right now. That's their occupied territory border. So it's a treaty being this. Ow! They got a vessel right here, and they got another Yucatan vessel, and then they expanded their Colombian Venezuelan, or should I say South American vessel. But this looks like it would fit very well with this vessel. So, well, bye-bye. Quickly taken, Ecuador. How do you get destroyed? That easily. I thought maybe you stand a chance, but apparently you don't. Maybe somebody would help you, but apparently not. Well, I found out the reason why it's turning Brazil this lighter color. The talks. I forced the word. The word is gonna soon be coming to Brazil, truly. I just say Brazil is awfully great. They have 3 vessels. A lot of Mexico. Border with U.S. All of Colombia has been integrated into either part of its core territory or a puppet. They took all of Central America, just a lot of stuff. In general, for the long arch nemesis. Argentina. With Argentina, I'm not expecting this as they have been going up lately, not down. Argentina quickly realizes that they're in for a surprise attack, as a lot of Argentina's core coast been taken and start to crumble. And with them making a tiny counteroffensive compared to Brazil's secret surprise invasion, they started to take a bit of Brazil. Brazil makes another counter-invasion for that counter-invasion. Then Argentina makes a counter-invasion, that counter-invasion, and so on and so on. With Argentina's panhandle actually becoming very concerning for the Brazilians. Is this where the Brazilians lose? Nope. Remember, they still have these. And destroying this. And there's nobody on this front, so let's just fix that by putting a billion jillion Brazilian troops on that front, taking part of Chile, starting its own and cutting Argentina in half, like a lot. And with Argentina starting to crumble Bolivia, doesn't really war yet. As Argentina gets to become part of Bolivia, this is all part of Bolivia's plan because they signed a contract with the stating that they will not get them as Bolivia attacks, saying peacekeeping forces. They're trying to keep the peace and stabilize the nation. Yeah, that's a good excuse, but it doesn't work. And this area almost becomes destroyed until 3 singular pixels build an exact circle. And with rebels parked up by Argentina all over Brazil, Colombia, the newly integrated Mexico popping up. Citizens from that rebel arise and start to take this area. That area is taken back. That area, and start to die. Oh yeah, there's a couple more over here that expanded severely. This one is not landlocked anymore. And it's cut off a part of Brazil. 2 actually. And this part is connected over to that one, uniting their forces to destroy Brazil. Guess how it goes out. As this starts to gain too much territory, it starts to make the troops go a lot. So that means if they just have a giant part of troops, boom, they destroy that. Boom, they destroy that. Boom, they destroy that. And they take over all this area. And as this area starts to become part of it, it got destroyed. This part is full in Argentina. The core founder dies. But the rebels keep on going until Argentina has to surrender. They save themselves, and they do it. Well, the treaty being this: ally for Argentina, with Chile, severely, which is severely, too. He was weak. But with them not uniting, their enemy of Argentinian, Chilean, then of the Argentinian Chilean kingdom. Well, this is something called destroying Peru. Oh, just for the fun of it. Brazil just decides to send their entire force. Wiped out instantly. I cannot tell you how instant they wiped them out. They wiped it out instantly. Boom. Okay. Peru's becoming a gigantic disorder. Guyana just doesn't want to. So they just chill. They cannot destroy when they aren't destroyed. Yeah, that's the new saying today. You cannot destroy if they don't want to be destroyed. But such a peaceful day. The Argentinian, Chilean, and that's all for Brazil. Except them going to war with, well, the French. With the British joining their side, and an old rivalry called Germany, then Poland, then Italy, then the Turks come, then the Greeks come, then the entire Nordics come. And since all this is happening, Russia comes, Ukraine then comes, and Belarus comes, then the entire Baltics come. This is practically just starting a World War III again. A new World War III caused by the Brazilians. And with Syria again, and Georgia again, and Denmark happened to go. Ow, and Greenland joined. And Spain, Portugal joining. These areas joining. Luxembourg not joining. That started a World War III. With the Red Team being the first one to attack. As France starts to die. Because there's nobody stopping them. But oh yeah, Bolivia joined on the side of Brazil. And Argentina joined on the opposite of Brazil. And the US just stays out of it with this time. Brazil sending troops first to deal with the Argentinians because they're already weakened them severely. This happening real fast as Argentina and Argentina trying to get payback and trying to surprise them, but they already knew what was going to happen. So, and Brazil takes this land. It's hard to take Portugal. France just takes Spain. NATO crumbled as this war begins, and Germany are trying to make some familiar borders. I ain't saying what time period, but you guys should know these borders, right? Italy takes over that area. Italy starts its encouragement of France. Germany starts its encouragement of France. Germany runs over. Germany is looking pretty darn similar here. And let's hope a certain man, maybe great grandson, didn't do this. A certain. And with Russia joining, as they instantly destroy, and Finland doing this, so I make a little conquest after Russia starts, as St. Petersburg starts to go, and Russia counters severely. An easy part of Russia. A little part of Russia, this part. But Russia has nuclear bombs, nukes, and starts to destroy. The war in Ukraine still is going on, but Russia is more focused on this war, the Great Nordic Russo War. So Ukraine can push back. But Belarus is worried, so they kind of push back. But Russia starts to die as many nations start to take. Turkey wipes out the Greeks and the Syrians. A little conflict starts here, with the Ukrainians starting to make a tiny conquest, as Ukraine also starts to do this. And with them also just making a treaty that no more aggression will be held, as they do not want to destroy, as they do not want more nations to join this conflict. Uh-oh, looks like that's already too late. Look like a certain nation just bombed Iranian cities again. Wonder who? Let me think. Is it this nation? I ain't gonna say who, because if I have people watching from one nation and another from the other. Oh yeah, Kazakhstan joins. China joins, actually. So South Korea joins. On the other side, of course, North Korea joins. Just an overall complete world war. They go to war with Italy, goes to war with Madagascar. Australia has to join because they are going to be getting invaded by China. And with Russia threatening, and with the U.S. being on the verge of maybe joining the war, they don't know which place to take it. So they just go to this port, as they already set up a couple troops, just a easy couple, starting to take this area, of course. Ow! That's bad for the Brazilians, but then the Brazilians counterattacked that, taking back their areas. With the stalemate occurring right back on this border, as the U.S. wins a bit of battles, and the U.S. sends a bit of aid on extra troops to here. Take Portugal back and started to disintegrate Spain. With Spain not falling that easy, and a stalemate occurring here. A certain German man starts to get closer to Warsaw and takes Denmark. A certain maybe German man's great son. With the fall of Warsaw, Poland starts to collapses as this Germany destroys the world. Oh yeah, Brazil also does that. Germany is starting its great conquest. It's starting to go into parts of Ukraine. World War III was caused by a singular nation. Name, you guessed who? Brazil. With the red team ultimately winning, but the blue team wanting to hold back as the U.S. is on it. And the U.S. actually wins a couple battles here, taking the Balkan Peninsula, wins battles here, taking more parts of Mexico, and the Mexicans drooling on deciding the U.S. for more of their territory back. As them quickly destroying this area together. More and more areas start to be destroyed by the U.S. But the Yucatan Peninsula is taken until this area, where Brazilian troops have found bombs, pure out nukes and bombs, so they bomb major U.S. cities. Like, let me see, New York, bombed. Washington, D.C., aka the White House, bombed. Miami, bombed. Cities in California, bombed. And, I'm gonna say this. This is Brazil's fault. Let's see, their citizens are okay again. Tactic. Brazil starts to come up again. Destroys the U.S. They're just running away to sea, driving away in tanks. The U.S. starts to crumble as bomb places start to be taken. All the western coast is taken, and a new government is held. And a new, revolt happens, hoping to stabilize and make the U.S. back to, like, a democracy, and, like, a better democracy. Not, like, to be, like, the people that joined and were in World War II. The U.S. has to surrender. The ultimate war starts to collapse as Italy officially takes this area is taken. Israel is taken. Kazakhstan is taken. Spain, Portugal is taken. The UK, as they have to sign a treaty. But this is going to be the end of my video because it's 40 minutes long. So, see ya! Peace! And by the way, this is all the areas that they took. Ow! That's like, there are a lot of nations. So, peace! Bye!